3, 2, 1.
There we go.
All right. So today, this was one that I wanted to do. This one's on Mamdani, whatever the hell this guy's name is. How do you say his full name?
Mamdani.
Mamdani. Yeah. So this one's on Mamdani. Obviously, like people are talking about this guy, and there's this talk of socialism, and this is like the extreme left kind of. I don't know, trying to say a big F you to what's happening in the government right now, I guess. But yeah, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
This one? All right, I haven't seen this video yet either. We're gonna all do it together first time. Let's go.
For our daily cancellation today, we must unfortunately turn back briefly to Zohran Mamdani, because the fact that a third world Muslim communist from Uganda is about to become the mayor of our most populous city really does matter. Last night, there was a big rally from Mamdani at a stadium in the city. AOC was one of the Ugandans' warm-up acts. And, it was not her best performance, I have to say.
Jews escaping Holocaust, Black Americans fleeing slavery and Jim Crow, Latinos seeking a better life, Native people standing for themselves, Asian Americans coming together in Queens, in Brooklyn, in the Bronx, in Manhattan, in Staten Island, in this country.
Jesus. Yeah.
This is what's...
His face, he's like... Dude, it's just so funny how this shit still works. Hyping people up like this.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's weird, man. I don't like it, but we kind of have the same socialist ideas here in California.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, so...
But it's like out of the playbook of like... And then it hypes up and they're like... Black and white and yellow and blue.
Some like camaraderie going on here. Hype me up and whatever, so...
That's fucking ridiculous.
Counts as a stirring oratory on the left. All you gotta do is scream out a list of various ethnic and racial groups.
Yeah.
Make sure to list all of them except for white people.
Yeah.
And this is a list that AOC jams into every speech she's ever given, and yet she still stumbles over it. So practice does not make perfect in her case, it turns out. But the main event was Mamdani himself. We've already discussed extensively the fact that Mamdani is a third world communist Islamist grifter con man who is only a viable candidate because half of the city wasn't born in this country and many of them can't even speak English. But now I want to focus on the actual policies that the Ugandan commie scammer is proposing. We're told by his supporters, the ones who can speak English anyway, that Mamdani is popular because of his policies. So what are these popular policies? Well, here he is outlining what he considers to be his top 3 proposals. Listen.
Here is what we stand for, my friends. We are going to freeze the rent for more than 2 million rent-stabilized tenants.
Okay, first of all, let's talk about that one. Let's break it down logically.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with freezing the rent, everything, materials, renovations, everything goes up 3% every year, right? That's like a proper inflation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like when I was running my business and everything, I used to do window film on commercial residential properties. Every year, cost of materials would go up 3%. Mm-hmm. That was like a normal thing. Mm-hmm. So if the cost for things is still going to go up, but you're going to freeze rent, you're kind of eliminating incentive for people to even want to invest into this city. I guarantee you're going to see people leaving because they're not going to make money. You're going to cap the rents, all these certain things. You can't raise them. There's no more incentive. There's no more incentive
to invest in to real estate.
Yeah, there's no more. So I mean, that was the whole problem. I mean, when people here, we start moving our jobs or manufacturing to different countries, right? There's a higher incentive because they get more money. People who know how to make money are going to go where the incentive goes. Like whatever it's going to incentivize them to make the most money. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be that city. People are leaving California because we have the same kind of little socialistic idea, just tax the rich. It's not going to work. It's definitely not going to work.
Yeah, think about this. Like, this is my thought on it. Okay. What makes prices lower? Competition, right? There's a lot of competition. You lower the price. That's just generally how economics works, right? Okay. We freeze the rent. Now, we forget. I don't know if it's just that it's. I've no people that don't understand how economics works or something. I don't even know economics. It's logical. You freeze the rent. Now, the person that builds, we forget that real estate is private. They're in this to make money. And for them to make money from the rent, in return, you get a place to live, right? Now, there's no incentive for them to go there. Let's say you charge $2,000 on the rent. For upkeep and everything for that apartment, let's say it's $2,000. Let's just say whatever. When your pipe breaks, all they're going to say now is, oh, just wrap a towel around it. I don't have any money left. I'm not making any money on this apartment. Just wrap a towel around it to fix it because I can't do anything about it now.
Yeah.
Freezing the rent sounds good in theory, but there's no incentive now. That's what happened. I think it was in the 70s. I think it was Bronx. People were literally burning their apartment buildings down because they couldn't make any money renting them out. They just got the insurance money and left. We don't take a look at the history and see what just happened like 50 years ago. It's ridiculous. Let's see what else he says.
And use every resource at our disposal to build housing for everyone who needs it. We are going to eliminate the fare on every single bus line.
Ooh.
No, ridiculous.
That's crazy.
The New York City subway system was privatized in the beginning. A person with money built that private company. Then the government said, we're going to take it over. The government now took over the railway stations. Now look at New York. Hasn't been updated, renovated in 30, 40 years. And they said, we're not going to raise the price on it. What did the government do? Raise the price. Kept raising the price. It used to be private. It was great. Now it's government owned. Now it's shit.
Yeah.
So what are they saying now? Now the government is going to do... You tried that and it ruined it.
Well, nothing's free. For you to say there's no fare, someone's paying for it.
Who's paying?
Yeah.
Tax the rich. Okay,
Yeah.
rich are going to leave.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
There's going to be no more rich people. Then what? It's
Yeah.
just a solution there's always an end to it. It sounds great, but it's not going to work.
And make
He's not talking about any of the economics of it too. He's just saying things that sound good.
what are currently the slowest buses in the nation move around this city with ease.
How?
And we are going to create universal childcare at no cost to parents.
Who's paying for this?
Yeah.
So New Yorkers can raise their family in the city they love.
Who's paying for this?
Together, New York, we're going to freeze the... Together, New York, we're going to make buses fast and... Together, New York, we're going to deliver universal... We will make our city one where every person who calls it home can live a dignified life.
So Mamdani's big ideas are to freeze rent, meaning landlords will be legally prohibited from raising the rent, to make buses faster and free for everyone, and to make childcare free for everyone. This is Mamdani's genius three-step plan to make New York City affordable. The Ugandan has cracked the code. To make a city affordable, all you have to do is pass a series of laws requiring that it be affordable. Mamdani is going to take his magical wand, which he bought from a Ugandan witch doctor by trading 2 goats and a pineapple, wave it around, and make everything free and good and wonderful and faster. The buses will not only cost nothing somehow, they'll even be faster. So that's all it takes. This is crazy. I never knew. All it takes to make stuff affordable is for someone in government to go, hey, things have to be affordable now. Hey, all you better make things affordable. All you have to do is shout at the housing market and say, be affordable. And it will be. It's magic. Now, if you've been paying attention to the history of Western civilization over the past 200 years or so, you'll know that all of these proposals have been tried many times before, and they've all failed.
Yep.
Every time, in every place they've ever been implemented. Mm-hmm. The only places that have even come close to achieving any sort of success with these ideas are small, homogenous, all-white European countries. But even there, it hasn't really worked out. And it certainly has never worked and can never work in a large, crowded, extremely racially and ethnically diverse population center. And that is all that should need to be said. But that would make this segment too short. So, I'll keep talking. So let's take each of these proposals one at a time. It shouldn't be necessary to explain the problem with freezing rent. Only someone who is, and I mean this in the medical sense, truly, but only someone who is mentally retarded could ever think that you can make housing affordable by telling landlords they can't raise the rent. If it were that easy, okay, the policy would be implemented everywhere, And we would be living in a utopia of 4-bedroom, spacious, pristine, $800 a month apartments. But no such utopia exists. And that's because there are many costs associated with being a landlord. And the freeze on rent does not freeze any of those costs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as a landlord, you have maintenance fees, legal fees, leasing fees, property management fees, gas,
tax.
electric, trash collection, water, sewage, lawn care, repairs, plumbing, pest control, cleaning, not to mention property insurance, property taxes, potentially HOA fees. And that is just a partial list. Now, what happens when those costs continue to rise, even as rent is forced to stay the same? You end up with rental properties that owners can no longer maintain. You end up with foreclosures. You end up with no incentive to build or rent new properties.
Yeah, as you were saying, no incentive. Yep. There's no incentive. All you got to do is sprinkle in a little bit of free market, and it fixes all the problems. Really, this is
up with a drastic reduction in the housing supply. Exactly what has happened every time these policies have been attempted elsewhere. So to review, by freezing rent, what you get is fewer rental properties available, and the ones that are available are in worse condition. So, congrats. Now, what about making the bus free? Well, we've already talked about this actually at some length, leaving aside the fact that you're losing a lot of fare revenue, which means taxes will be raised to make up for the losses, which means the bus actually is not free because nothing is free, nor can ever.
Where do people think the government gets their money?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
And they're just saying tax the rich.
No, I mean, this is where less taxes is going to be better. If you want to actually lower rent or possibly freeze rent, quote unquote, is get rid of property tax first.
Less restrictions.
Get rid of some property tax. You know how much money people would save? They don't have to raise it as much.
Mm-hmm.
They can lower rent. They'll make more money.
Yeah,
it'd be better for everyone else. Right?
I mean,
but they'll never do that because property taxes gives a lot of taxes.
Is it too bad to oversimplify it and say it's just jealousy that these people that can afford to buy houses and rent them out, it's just pure jealousy that somebody played the game of life better than you?
Envious, yeah.
Really comes down to that.
They have an animosity, envious, yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't know if it's more simple than they're just jealous that they fucking can't play the game. I don't have a house. I don't own a house. I can't do it. But I'm not fucking mad and jealous at the landowner that gave it to me. Like,
there's gotta have some kind of understanding to that. You know, especially when you want to live in the big city, it's gonna cost a lot of fucking money. I would never go to a big city and be like, oh, it's gonna be nice and affordable here. You know, part of one of the largest economies in the world. There's
no such thing as a utopia, and they're always trying to create a utopia. And it's just sad though that the people are still cheering for this. Bro, we've tried this.
Yeah.
Be free, as any moderately intelligent 7-year-old understands. But leaving that aside, all you'll accomplish, as has happened everywhere this has been implemented, is turning buses into roving homeless shelters.
Mm-hmm.
And because now the already meager barrier keeping the homeless from setting up camp on buses and proceeding to make the experience even more miserable, disgusting, dangerous, and not to mention pungent for everybody else will be lifted. So that's not going to benefit working New Yorkers who can afford the bus fare in the slightest. It is purely a benefit for homeless, unbathed, cracked out vagrants. Mm-hmm. As it happens, most of Mamdani's policies are tailored primarily to that demographic. Mm-hmm. Universal childcare is by far the worst of these disastrous ideas. And let's leave aside again the fact that it is catastrophic.
Okay, but I'm curious because I haven't really dived into this particular aspect of it, but what do you think? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
The child universal health care sounds really good. It's hard. It's honestly hard for me to say I'm against that. But I know that money has to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'm curious what he's gonna say. But if I have to guess, I'd imagine the taxes is gonna come from obviously would be the rich because he's not gonna tax the middle class anymore. But that's it's just going to cost a lot of fucking money. Free healthcare is not that good. We grew up thinking Canada has free healthcare. You ask anyone from Canada, their healthcare system is shit. Mm-hmm. You need a surgery tomorrow. You have to wait 6 months.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah,
you need a privatized healthcare system. It absolutely is phenomenally better. When you have something ran by the government, it's just there's a waiting period, there's a line, there's just too many people. I guarantee if there's a universal healthcare system, all children. They won't all be able to get serviced when they need it.
100%.
I guarantee there's going to be lines out the door.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I just don't get this tailoring your policies, making everything free. Like, we all want free shit. Like,
Yeah.
I've never been raised like that or thought like that. Like, just
I know.
give me free shit. Like, that's not how. Could you imagine, like, lions in the wild? Like, we want free fucking food and free shit. You gotta go. You eat what you kill. That's life.
Yeah.
Fucking unbelievable.
Catastrophically expensive. There is no such thing as free childcare. Do you know why? Because the childcare providers are not slaves. You have to pay them. They cost money. And so it's not free and can never be free. I said before that nothing is free. There is one exception to that. Something can be free with slavery.
Yes.
Okay, so
when he said that, I was thinking, there you go. There's your socialistic utopia.
Yeah.
Just get a bunch of slaves to do everything.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's why in Harry Potter, I don't know if they put this in the movie, but in the book, Hermione has she starts an organization to free the elves, because who makes the food inside Hogwarts is the elves.
Oh, really?
So they cook everything.
Shit.
And they're like literally slaves. The elves are slaves in Harry Potter.
Oh, wow. Like Dobby?
Yeah, Dobby's not a slave. He's free, but Winky.
Once you give him a gift, he was free, but he was a slave.
He was a slave, yeah.
The Dracos.
But like, for example,
Malfoys.
Winky is another elf in there. Winky's fucking badass. You should Google Winky if you don't know Winky, if you didn't read the book. But Winky's a badass drunk elf, but she's a slave, and like all the elves that work in Hogwarts are slaves. They cook all the food.
I did not know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, so think about it. There's your socialistic society. Yeah. Slaves.
If you really want free stuff, then we got to talk about having slavery. That's the only way to do it.
Shoot.
You want free stuff, you want to get things for free, you want free childcare, you want free this, you want free that. Well, the one way to do it is slavery. You can even have free buses, maybe, if the bus drivers are slaves and the buses are maintained by slaves.
Yeah.
Then you could probably have free buses too. So that's the only way. So when you talk about you want stuff to be free, I can only assume that what you're making an argument for is to bring back slavery. But if you don't want slavery, then there is no such thing as free.
I love
so
that.
Get that
Good
stupid
argument.
word out of your stupid mouth.
Yeah.
And realize that someone has to pay for it, because we have to pay for the labor that goes into this. All you're doing is shifting the cost. And in this case,
in my opinion, Mamdani isn't the stupid one. He knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's not going to be poor off this. He wants to get into power. That, like, communism, socialism, it's very ironic that terrible people get together to help the greater good of humanity. They're terrible people. He knows what he's doing. It's all of the people that he's manipulating. These people need to wake up. Cheering for this shit.
I don't know who's around him that's kind of gung ho or saying this is a great idea. But I'm definitely curious to see who's in his corner. I know one thing that kind of won him the election. You have to see during the nominees. Every single candidate said that they're going to go visit Israel. Every single one, except for him. He said, "I'm going to visit the New Yorkers on the street."
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one that said. I guarantee that's what helped win him the election.
I love it.
Yeah, that was a really good thing to say. Why the fuck
smart.
are you going? Why? I don't even know why it's such a big deal to go to Israel.
It's bad.
It's
like,
crazy.
It's bad to say bad things about Israel.
Yeah,
people say anything bad about Israel, they get canceled right away.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say anything bad. But did you see Kid Rock? Kid Rock posted that he canceled all his tour in New York.
Oh shit!
And he said, "I'm canceling my tour because I don't perform for commies."
Oh, nice.
I thought that shit was so funny.
That's awesome.
But that's it. That's brilliant. Mamdani's not stupid. It's just he's manipulating people.
rather than having parents pay for their own child's care, you're forcing strangers, taxpayers, to pay for the care of other people's children.
Bless you.
Those are the only two options when it comes to childcare. There is no third option aside from slavery. Either parents will pay for their child's care or strangers will.
Mm-hmm.
And call me crazy. Call me cruel. Call me a mean old guy who lacks compassion. But I tend to think that if anyone should pay for your child's care, it should be you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're sitting there thinking, who is going to pay for daycare for my child? You know my answer? You.
Yeah.
Because the only other option is someone who is not you. And I think making someone who is not you pay for your child is wrong. Why? Because he's your child and not this other person's child. You see, that's why.
Thank you.
You are first on the list of people who should be on the hook. Who should pay for your child's babysitter?
You.
You. Not Jim down the street. Not me. Not anyone else.
You.
So to me, that seems like the simplest and fairest, and also, by the way, by far the cheapest option. But even if we ignore that issue, which we really can't, experience has shown, including in Quebec when they implemented this 30 years ago, that universal childcare leads to a dramatic drop in the quality of care. Staffing shortages and low quality care are nearly guaranteed in this kind of system. This is inevitable because an increase in demand is also guaranteed. Because now that childcare is free, but not really free, more families will choose to drop their kids in daycare. I mean, that's the whole reason they do this. We get more kids in daycare. Well, but then
look up the tax rating in Canada too. I'm curious. In Quebec, like tax rate in Quebec, I'm curious.
We don't have enough staff to keep up with it, so there's staffing shortages, and then the quality of the care goes down. And all that is really bad news because multiple studies have also shown conclusively that children raised in daycare have noticeably worse outcomes than children raised in their own homes.
14 to 25% in 2025.
Doesn't seem outrageously high.
No, yeah.
Like something like in Denmark. Denmark, it's higher. It's like 40-50%.
Is it? Yeah, sure.
But there's a lot less people.
A lot less people
in Denmark than there is in Canada.
Yeah.
See, this type of utopia works better in a small population.
So does communism. It's a commune, right? You ever seen
Yeah.
those The Last of Us, the TV show?
No.
It's like a the zombie apocalypse
Yeah.
kind of thing. And once a small group of people, they can do a commune. You got people
Yep.
watching, taking turns doing,
Yep.
watching the fucking outside, taking turns doing the cattle.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
the women doing this. That works in a small population.
Yep.
You cannot do that in a large population.
Yep. That's my
Yeah.
theory too.
You can't.
Yep. 100%.
There's always going to be someone doing more work than somebody else.
And you're going to have resentment. Like,
Yeah,
wait, why the fuck am I
course.
out here hunting?
Yep.
And this guy's over here sleeping all day.
Mhm.
Fuck that guy. He doesn't get to eat now.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
I want
those of
two
us
cheeseburgers. Yeah.
those of us who work every fucking day and this person over here just wants everything for free. Fuck
Mhm.
you. Fuck
Yeah,
you. Go
exactly.
get a job. I'm not gonna just give you free shit. Why do I gotta work? You fucking work.
The
Yeah,
U.S.
you.
NICHD study of early child care and youth development, among other major long-term studies, have shown that children who are placed in full-time daycare before the age of 4 have higher rates of defiance, impulsivity, anxiety, aggression. This is exactly the result you would expect,
Mhm.
and exactly the result you find.
Mhm.
So the last thing we should do if we want a functional and healthy civilization is encourage more families to send toddlers into daycare and mothers into cubicles. There is no discernible benefit to society to that arrangement.
Mhm.
It's all bad all the way down. So this is what Mamdani promises. Less and worse housing, buses overrun by homeless, drugged out rapists,
Santa Ana,
understaffed
California.
daycare centers where your child can go to become more anxious and more aggressive. That's what he's promising. And if you vote for that, you're going to get it.
Yeah.
And you'll.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm curious to see what everyone else thinks.
I'm curious to see how it's going to play out. It's already in motion.
Yeah. Yeah. We've done this before in New York. They did
Let's
this
see this.
before.
Let's see
Do
what
they not
happens.
teach? Do they not teach this? They don't teach this in school. I feel like we don't. I feel like everybody knows Hitler, but I feel like we haven't really. We don't study like a socialist. There's no such thing as a pure socialistic economy. There's no such thing as a pure capitalist economy. There needs to be some give and take, sure, but this doesn't work.
Yeah.
Except if you have slaves. So yeah, let us know. Drop a comment below if slavery's coming back. This is
Yeah,
probably the
let's
only
see.
way it's gonna work. But
On to the next video.
yeah, I'm shocked. All right, see you guys next time. Let us know in the comments what you
Yes,
think.
sir.
Let's go.